What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tyler. Here we have the Sandworm, and today we're going to be doing an install and an upgrade. But before we get into that, make sure you like and subscribe, and let's roll the intro. Okay, so if you guys follow the channel at all, or Instagram or anything, you know that I got the test product for the new Venom headlights harness. I'm currently still running the old one that pretty much just turns these running lights amber during the day. At night, when the headlights come on, they turn back white, or if you turn on the fog lights, they come back white. They only work during the day when your running lights are on. That's the only time they turn amber. Well, the new one that they sent out, this is the test product. It keeps those amber all the time, even with your headlights and your fog lights and everything. Any lights, those will stay amber. And the flashing that some of you guys have seen will go away as well. So they won't flash when they switch over to amber. This is the new and improved final product that when you guys order this, you will receive. So the difference between this is it's in this sleeve right here. This one is actually going to connect into my this will I'll actually disconnect some of these wires on the prototype and connect the final one. So one of the issues that we came across on the prototype was at night your hazards wouldn't work. So that's what this final product actually fixes. There's a little switch on here so you can actually kill out the amber harness, so that you can flip your hazards on in an emergency. So we're gonna do an install today, and then I'll show you guys the headlights on, the fog lights, the blinkers, the hazards, everything. Show you that everything works. And then, yeah, then you place your order and they'll be ready to go. So let's go ahead and pop the hood. I do want to let you guys know that you will have to disconnect the negative terminal on your battery to do this, because this new harness plugs into your BCM, and that's what allows the white running lights to be amber at night. So let me actually show you that real quick. So I'll show you where it's at, but it's pretty much gonna be the same color on your BCM. You're gonna pull out the factory one, you're gonna plug this in, and then you will plug your factory BCM back into this end, and then you'll reconnect your battery and you'll be good to go. So I'm gonna disconnect the battery, plug everything in, unplug the current Venom harness, and then plug in the new one, and then we'll start getting everything hooked up. Okay, so I just put a towel under my negative terminal. The next step is really to just unplug the harness from the back of the headlight, plug in the new Venom harness, and then route your wires through your firewall. So since I already have my aux beam set up and it's ran through that side, they provide you with plenty of wire to go either side. So there's a rubber grommet under the driver's side that you can go through, or you can go through the passenger side. Since I already went through the passenger side with my aux beam, that's the one I'm gonna go through. So if you guys wanna see how I did that, I'll link the aux beam video below where I actually went through that grommet, so you guys can kind of see that. It's not hard, it's just kind of painful to do. It's a process, you gotta be patient because that rubber is thick, so trying to shove wires through there, yeah, it takes a minute. So I'm gonna skip through that process because it's frustrating, but like I said, I'll link that video below if you wanna see how to do that. I took a screwdriver and punched a hole through it and had to tie my wire off to a rod to stick through there and fish it through. So I'll probably do the same thing to this. Luckily these wires are a little thinner than the aux beam wire, so it should be a little easier. Just make sure you don't pull it in backwards to where you pop these clips off. I did that with my aux beam wire and had to order another wire when I did that. So I'm gonna be smarter this time, make sure you push it through so that that clip actually pushes onto the wire and not pull it off. That's just a little tip of the day. And my truck is filthy, we need to clean it. But anyways, we're gonna pull the harnesses out now. And it's actually easy if you get a flathead screwdriver to pull those clips out. There we go. So that's what the old one looks like. New one's got a little bit more wiring, but that's because it's doing a little bit more on the computer side to keep these amber with the headlights and fog lights on. So I'm gonna knock out the other side real quick, and then we'll get the new ones wired in, and then I'll run the wires and I'll show you where to plug them in the cab. Also, I wanted to add that these are color coded, so it's going to be pink for the driver's side and green for the passenger side. Okay, so here we have the new harness. Looks the same as the old one, other than the lead wires coming off and going into the cab of the truck. Here we have the factory harness for the headlights. So you're going to take the female end of the Venom harness. You're going to plug in your factory harness into that. Make sure it clicks, lock it down, and then get this a little backwards. But and then you're going to plug the new harness into the back of the headlight. But I have my watch on, so I'm having trouble fitting my hand in here. And the clip goes up, just so you know the orientation, because you can't really see back there, but it's not hard to find the back of the headlight. So those are plugged in. I've got the wires ran through the firewall. So now we're gonna hop in there and I'm gonna show you where the BCM is at, and we're gonna get that connected. Okay, so I do have my wires running over the console at the moment, but there is a little cubby or a little tunnel back here behind the console. That's where I got my aux beam wire ran. So I'm gonna run that through there, but just to get this video installed and show you guys, because I'm limited on time with how quickly it gets dark after work now. I mean, it's like 4:45 and it's already getting dark. But I'm gonna show you where this plugs in at real quick. And so when I first did this, I thought it was these ones. It is not those. So it's actually going to be, if you look up, let me see if I can orient the camera correctly. This light dies so fast. I do not recommend this light. Nebo brand is good, but that work light sucks. Anyways, what you're looking for is, if you go to this plug right here, it's going to be this pink one right there. That's the one you're going for. So you're gonna pop that pink one out, plug this one in, and plug the factory one into the back of that. So I'm gonna do that real quick, show you it plugged in, and then I'll show you the lights. Okay, so I definitely did this the hard way. You see this bolt right here, so this is probably easier if you just remove this and kind of pop your dash out. You can get to that way easier rather than trying to just work without looking. But we have the Venom BCM plug plugged in, and then curled up around here we have the factory plugged into the back of it. So we've got that plugged in, and then after that you have this ground, and you're going to want to ground it to this bolt right here, and you should be good to go. All right, so I'm going to unbolt that real quick so I can get the ground on there, but just FYI, that is going to be a 13mm socket. So we're going to get that, get the ground on, and then reconnect the battery, and I will show you guys everything in working condition. All right, we've got the battery connected, the hood closed up, everything wired in. Before I show you that, before I show you the lights, I want to show you that no codes pop up on the dash. As long as I did this correctly, disconnect the battery, plug in the BCM, reconnect the battery, there is going to be a service brake monitor code, and that is because I took the truck mudding. Insert video here. And yeah, so I think I got some mud in that sensor. So after I end this video, I'm gonna try to take that sensor off and clean it and see if I can fix that issue. But starting the truck now. That open and close window is normal whenever you disconnect the battery. That's the code that I caused from getting the truck stuck in mud. So ignore that one. That's not gonna pop up on yours unless you took your truck mudding too. and then washer fluid. But as you can see, there's no codes. And so I'm gonna set the phone up on the tripod and I'm gonna go through all the lights and show you everything. And if I did this right, this light should be good to go. So I'm actually gonna turn that off and see if it actually turns off the ambers if I turn that off. So it's on now. Okay, so I have the switch on in the truck. I'm assuming that kills the harness so that the running lights turn off so you can use your hazards. So we're gonna test the hazards real quick. And then I'm gonna turn the switch off and see if the amber lights come back on. Okay, so there's the ambers. And now I'm gonna turn the hazards off, turn that switch that kills out the harness, turn that off so the ambers running lights come back on. And we're actually going to test and see if the hazards come on without that switch. I'm just curious for myself. There's the amber. All right, sick. So we've got the headlights on, we've got the running lights, now we've got hazards. So that's the issue, is when you have the ambers on and you're running the hazards with the headlights on. My hazards are on right now, but they're not flashing. So I'm curious if the taillights are flashing. The taillights are flashing, so it's just the front that is not. So you'll have to turn that switch on to kill out the harness if you have your hazards on at night. If I turn the headlights off, the hazards should go on. Running lights all the time, even at night. So, super easy install. Just some tips. Personally, I would rather go through the passenger firewall than the driver firewall. I don't want to be around the brake pedal and gas pedal poking things through there. I'd rather poke through the passenger side, so that's just my suggestion to you guys. Also, it'd be easier if you remove the plastic trim from below the steering wheel to access your DCM, rather than the way I did it, trying to work your hand up there. That way sucked. But as you can see, it all works and it looks actually super sick at night. And the ambers are super bright. So, that's awesome. The amber, for some reason, the amber light is way brighter than the white. But that is it for this video. I'll drop the link below. Make sure you check them out. Those guys over at Venom are awesome. I've been in contact with the owner, asking questions and everything. And he really wanted to make this product perfect for you guys. And I think he did a great job. Wire length, he gives you plenty of wire, so you don't have to worry about having wire too short. I was able to run all the way from the driver headlight to the passenger side, through the firewall, behind the console, and all the way to the BCM. So plenty of wire to route it however you want, zip tie it, whatever it may be. Props to them for making an awesome product. Anyways, that's about it for this video. Now I'm going to try to fix that brake sensor that I probably just got mud in. And yeah, be on the lookout for some photos. We're going to take the truck out after I get that brake sensor fixed, and we're going to get some photos of this stuff. So check back in on the next video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you later.